The story started just a day ago with an update today. I am leaving my fiance of 8 years. Hey, Reddit, I kind of just need some advice on how to process what I need to do over the next couple of weeks. For some quick background information, me, 28 male, and my fiance, 28 female, have known each other since we were 13. We were best friends for years, and we both dated during these times of being friends. I had girlfriends and she had boyfriends, but we were always close. Honestly, I think a lot of prior relationships failed because our partners couldn't handle the fact our best friend was of the opposite sex. Anyway, after years of being best friends, we got drunk one evening while being home for college and slept together. It was the best intimacy I've ever had, and she says the same. After that, we joked about being friends with benefits. We did for a couple of months, but our emotions started to really grow for each other, and we both admitted to always having a crush on each other. Everyone said we did anyway. So we started dating. We had what many would consider the perfect relationship. No real issues, and our arguments were few and far between, not to mention usually petty. A year ago, I proposed, and she said yes, and we planned our wedding for the fall. So, here we are. Is it just me, or is it always the most wholesome meet-cutes that you hear are the ones that end up being the biggest crash and burns? Thank God I just met my girlfriend off Tinder. Anyway, we had our bachelor or bachelorette parties about a month ago, and we told each other what we were going to do. Me and my buddies were going to the amusement park. Not going to say which one, during the day. Then, we'd go out drinking and riding four-wheelers and gators on trails. We only had a couple to be safe. We were by no means drunk. Then, after that was done for the evening, we were going to go back to my place and barbecue, play board or card games and video games, and get smashed. My soon-to-be ex-fiance's plan was to go to the spa in the morning, go to the winery for the day, and then go back to their hotel for the evening and order in room service and play games. What I don't know. We both insisted on no strippers. Now I for one do not really care, as I am a confident man and am confident in my package. My soon-to-be ex, however, didn't want me seeing other women naked. I said I had no issue with that, as strip clubs and strippers aren't really my thing, and same for her. Well, so it seemed, I guess. I have nothing against people in the field, just not for me. Anyway, our nights go without any problems, and then she comes about a day later. Everything seems normal, and we have continued to finish up the wedding planning. We are getting married in October, so it is coming up. Yeah, hot damn, sir, you were cutting it close. Well, anyway, over the weekend, took me some time to process, my buddy calls me and asks me to come over to help him with something. No problem. Anyway, I get there, we work on the little project he needed help him on. It only took about an hour. I said to my buddy, I think you could have done that on your own, dude. As a joke. He says, yeah, but this isn't really the reason I had you come over. I asked him, then what am I here for? He takes me into his home where his wife, a good friend of my soon-to-be ex, is sitting at the table crying. I asked, dude, is she okay? He says, yeah, but she has something to tell you. His wife just says, I am so sorry. She goes on to tell me that the day of their party, they went to the spa and the winery, but they made a detour on the way back to the hotel. They went to a strip club. Apparently, a girl from college my soon-to-be ex is good friends with, for which I have never cared for, had been wanting to go to the club. She had been telling my soon-to-be ex that she really wanted to go, and the others all day. My soon-to-be ex and my buddy's wife were like, no, but all the other girls were insistent. Anyway, they apparently gets my soon-to-be ex really drunk at the winery, and she says verbatim, frick it, let's go to the club and see some hot guys. My buddy's wife goes, but mainly to make sure my soon-to-be ex doesn't do anything stupid. They get to the club and they do the normal strip club schmidt, throw money at guys and drink. Well, her friend from college whips out a hat and some furry-looking thing and says, we have a soon-to-be wife here. She needs one last good night of fun. She then proceeds to get some stripper over there and is throwing money at the guy to give my soon-to-be ex a lap dance. Like I said, it is whatever, but I do not like the lying. I said, "No, even though I'm not happy about the lying, that really doesn't bother me." My buddy says, "Tell him the rest." She goes on to say that he took my wife into the back room for a private dance for all the girls. Anyway, my buddy's friends declines and goes back to the car. After about 10 minutes, she goes back in to see what is going on and sees my soon-to-be ex blowing the stripper to completion with her friends cheering her on. Now, I swear this isn't some bullschmidt crud made up like the schmidt you see on porn sites where the porn stars are taking women. My soon-to-be ex literally blew a stripper. My buddy's wife took pics and a video to cover her own butt when this eventually came out. No one has a clue. I asked her to send them to me and she did. I told them thank you and left. I called my brother because he was the only person I could think to call in that moment. I knew my brother did some bouncing when he was younger, but I didn't know he worked at strip clubs. He said that was all too common. He said male strippers are actually encouraged to have the female visitors touch them, as they will stay longer and spend more money. My brother said, "I don't like to think about how many men are raising some stripper's kid." This was a few days ago, and I have been trying to act normal around my soon-to-be ex. She has no clue what is going on, but I think she is beginning to suspect some things. See, we both have very high sex drives and have it on almost every day, and we are both very affectionate. I haven't showed my soon-to-be ex any affection or had sex with her. I told her I've just been busy with work, the wedding, and just not feeling the best. Although, she has been asking if everything is okay and do we need to talk about something. I have just blown it off as my mind just has a lot going on. Anyway, I have already made my decision to leave her. I just need some advice on what to do next. The house we live in is mine, and she is not on anything. We have separate bank accounts and have no kids. I just need some advice on canceling everything, like letting people know, and basically kicking her butt out the best way with the least confrontation. I want nothing to do with her after this, and for me to move on. Plus, for those that I am sure will see this as one drunken mistake, shut the hell up. Alcohol does not make you do things without your control, it makes your impulses stronger. Hence the saying, sober thoughts are drunk actions. Plus, now I wonder if she has done this before and I just don't know. I have no trust in her and never will again. I have now lost my best friend and soon-to-be wife. Praise be to the heavens, a man has some common sense. There's one shining advice I could give to anyone in this world, is that idea that yes, alcohol and those substances, they don't make you do things you mistakenly do. They just shut down that part of your brain that has a moral compass. Now, what do you think about the fact that, yeah, if she's done this before, or if she's done this just now, she's likely done it before? Especially her rather relaxed way of just been asking if everything's okay and need to talk about something. Like, if this is the first time she's done this, she'd be freaking out a lot more. She would be on this state of regret or fear or panic. But no, she just seems a bit, confused. And before we get any incels in the comments about this whole idea that, oh, this is why you can't trust women, go your own way. I look good, go your own way. Stop being so enveloped in the idea of needing a woman to be happy in life. Just, instead of hating women, just be indifferent to their desire. Also, men cheat too. Cheating is not a women-only thing. It's only to you because you're only attracted to women. The soon-to-be ex just came down to give me a kiss goodnight. No, I didn't kiss her. I said I am getting sick. And to tell me that she is going to see the one friend Friday and Saturday, and will be back Sunday morning. Yes, the friend who convinced her to go to the strip club. I'm probably going to take this opportunity to get her schmidt together, change the locks, and cancel everything. Then have my brother call or message everyone the wedding is off. It will be funny when her friend gets the message while she is with her. A thank you to everyone for the kind words and advice. And for those of you still clamoring on the idea that, oh yes, alcohol just makes you do a silly thing accidentally, you don't mean to do it. Well, in the second edit, next edit, she was definitely drunk. However, high-fiving the one friend after she was done kind of takes away the whole accident. Really didn't think I would have to share that part. Now the comments do offer as much of a breakdown as to all the steps to take as possible, but of course, roadblocks can happen. Some suggesting that, just play the video in front of her, let her get her reaction, make her excuses and then tell her to leave. But the OP honestly just wants this to be gone and moving on straight away, which, sorry to say OP, but you're not going to be able to. You need to confront this with yourself, let yourself just feel this rage, emotion, this hurt, this pain. The sooner you do, the better you'll be later on. One person even says here, as their own personal experience of their ex cheating on them, they actually regret not confronting her about it. Granted, it was the ex being given some oral pleasure rather than delivering it, but end of the day, they wish they could have, smothered her face in it and said, bye-bye, you made a mistake. Why am I doing an accent now? But now on to the update from 2 hours ago. Hey everyone, just want to say thank you for all the good advice and nice comments that 99% of you made. There are a couple things I need to clarify though. One, as mentioned, yes, my soon-to-be ex was drunk, but had enough sense to high-five her one friend after finishing. 2, in the video, the stripper is not forcing her, but she actually stops and then keeps going after. 3, many think this is fake and that is fine. I don't care. Honestly, if you think it's fake, that is fine. I just needed some advice. 4, I thought all clubs were both male and female and just varied on night. 5, she did not plan to blackmail my soon-to-be ex. She took the video, which was only like 18 seconds, and a few pics. She knew this would come out eventually and wanted to cover her tracks with her husband. She saw that and then ran. She didn't know any of the other girls and was so surprised by what she saw, so she bolted out of fear. And considering the OP mentions how much of an introvert this person is, I'm not surprised they would have done this in that social situation. 6, I am not mad at my ex. I'm just disappointed. And to those who say you can salvage, she threw that away when she kept lying about it by not telling me. 7, also, no, her friends did not ruin a perfect relationship. She did. I don't believe the girls wanted us to end. They're all single women in their late 20s, for which many think that casual smex is fine. I have no issues with people who do it. It is just not for me. I think some people on here just think that every person has some malicious intent and that she accused is just a victim of circumstance. People do messed up things sometimes of their own free will. Yeah, and he ain't kidding. There are some people who are literally making entire essays to justify why it was okay to cheat. What your fiancé did is absolutely and totally unforgivable. Then proceeds to write about why she should forgive her. Okay. 1, she's your best friend. That's freaking amazing. You've known each other for years and the chemistry was incredibly strong pretty much the entire time. 2, you have compatible intimacy drives that are high. Dude, just crawl through the other posts in this forum to find examples of people bemoaning how their partner lost interest in them with just after a few years and never made any effort. Your partner puts on lingerie and you guys are into BDSM, all that, and she's your best friend? And that's lasted for years? And it's the best intimacy of your life? Can you tell the person typing this clearly only values sex as the main part of a relationship? I think apologists like this seem to fail to conceive the fact that the issue isn't so much you cheating, it's you betraying your partner. You as an adult human are free to sleep with whoever you want. The problem is when you think it's okay to do so after establishing something with someone else where it's been mutually agreed that you are both exclusive. She's broken that trust. She's severed that contract, and so she is no longer entitled to the benefits of being with him. I mean, they continue on to even suggest that ask if she needs to go sober. The reality is, she made this choice. Right, so yes, she's responsible for this herself, so she should deal with the consequences. No. Ask if she needs therapy. Maybe she's freaking out about getting married or never freaking someone else. Ask her if she really wants to get married. Some people don't. So ultimately, they should then just break up anyway. Like, what is this logic? I reckon this person actually cheated themselves and is just relating far too heavily to the ex-fiancé. Yeah, I disagree with the others. She is the love of your life, and this was not like a love affair or even a premeditated fling. Yeah, I hate that too. When you're going to a winery and you slip and fall over onto a strip club floor where you're sucking off a dude. Yeah, man, God, I avoid wineries for that now. This wine is delicious. You know what this would be a good pairing with? A penis. Anyway, back to the update. 8, I have no intentions of blackmailing her or tell people the info unless she wants to get nasty. 9, lastly, no, I don't hate women. I actually defended many women from some a-holes on the thread. These are a few bad people, not women. People. So, the meat of the update. Someone's asked about how my soon-to-be ex seemed to be like the best woman ever for me and that I had nothing bad to say about her other than this. Well, you are correct. To say I was the weird kid in high school is an understatement. I had long hair, colored all the time, I wore makeup and painted my nails, dressed weird for many. She was always there for me and protected me from others, as at that age, I didn't have a spine. I had a few girlfriends who I dated who said I was good looking, but they wanted me to quit wearing makeup, painting my nails, and other things. I said I am not changing for anyone, and she always defended me when these girls would talk ill of me after. So she was literally the only person I could talk to. I couldn't talk to my parents or brothers. She was the one who held me and cared for me when one of my exes started spreading nasty rumors about me, and she sat with me every night for days. So she was the perfect woman. That is why I can't confront her yet. I know I will break if I see her cry because I will think of the memories we have together. I still love her, but I no longer see her as my wife and best friend. If she wants to go out and have it on with random people, that is her choice. Just do it single. Anyway, I stayed up late on Reddit and went to sleep on the couch, for which I have for the past week. She got up and got to work. I took off today and woke me up to give me a hug and kiss goodbye. In my stupor, I said I love you too and gave her a kiss. Muscle memory is a thing, it seems. Although I noticed no feeling with the kiss like I am used to. After that, I went back to sleep and woke up at 9. I got some breakfast, took a shower, and started packing her stuff up. To those who said I seemed odd and emotionless, well, I cried a lot today. I have been in damage control, and packing her stuff and seeing memories of us made me just break. I have been blaring music that keeps my mind occupied. My poor neighbors probably know my favorite music as much as I do now. In the afternoon, I get a call from my buddy. Turns out my soon-to-be ex took a half day and went to their house to talk to her friend. Turns out she is having an emotional breakdown. I am not going to get into all the details, but to hit the major points: 1, she's worried about me. 2, she knows I am not sick. She knows when I am sick and knows that I currently am not. 3, she thinks I am getting cold feet about the wedding and is scared. 4, she is extremely worried that I won't have sex or with her or kiss her at all. In her own words, I usually can't keep him off me, which is true, but recently he won't even touch me. Not even a hug. 5, she is wondering what is wrong and if my depression has come back worse. God damn! She won't even confide with her friends as to what she did and is aware, wow. Thank God you're not marrying this person. There is more, but that was the major point. She has no clue my buddy's wife told me, thankfully. Then later this evening, actually just a little bit ago, she calls me to say she made to her friend's place. The conversation was brief, but I could tell she was upset. To be honest, it hurt me to hear her like this, and I wanted to hold her, but I need to do what is right for me. You know that sound like someone is holding back tears? That was her. She asked how I was feeling, and I said better. Then we talked about the wedding and everything, and just some other bullshit about work. She then says, love you, and I say, okay, and say that I have food to finish and don't want to get burned. She says, okay, and I tell her to be safe and have fun. She says she will, and that she loves me again. And I said bye, and she said bye. Oh, can you feel that? Can you feel that disassociation? Oh, buddy. Please, if you're someone who's going through a breakup or ever has to deal with breaking up with someone, you feel like you've been cheated on or hurt or betrayed and that kind of stuff, shouting and yelling at them doesn't do anything. It just exposes how much you care about them. What's real revenge, what's real pain, is indifference. Show how much they mean nothing to you now. They are not even worth your time. They are ants on the side of your highway. Comments say, in my opinion, there's no going back. She can sense something is wrong, but she still leaves to spend time with that friend and doesn't confess. Sorry, OP, but this is so heartbreaking. OP says, yeah, I think she is trying to see if anyone said anything or if anyone has her photos or something. Thank you. And that makes everything worse. Instead of the truth, she's preparing a story or excuses if confronted. Yeah, I'm just guessing. For all I know, that could not be the reason. I am sure I will find out soon. And like some people say, I think she could have had an out here. I cannot believe she hasn't told you about it. You're right. That's why it would be a deal breaker for me. If she had come home and spilled the beans on herself before the friend's wife ever got to, I would consider therapy. This all just proves she knows something is wrong and is still not coming clean. You haven't touched her, and she's still not coming clean. She would have taken this to the grave, and that is not something that I personally could forgive. And I do not blame you for not being able to forgive it either. And seems the OP was willing to give her that out. I was honestly like, if she comes clean now, if this phone call, we could try therapy. But when she didn't, I was completely done. She is literally about to cry on the phone. My guess is the fear of how I would react, but I don't know. Yeah, in an alternate reality, this ex-fiancé could have had some honor about themselves and, well, respect for the person they allegedly love. This common story is actually a great highlight to that. Just respecting someone, even if you've technically disrespected them. I got cheated on by my ex-wife. We were in a bad situation, and she went and fricked someone on a trip to go see family out of town. Then came back and broke up with me, moved out, and told me honestly that she fricked someone and, she did it because our relationship was fricked and she wanted out. We reconciled about 4 months later. It was before we got married. And, in that situation, I got it. It wasn't a drunken one-night thing of bad judgment. It was her pushing herself out of our relationship, and she was 100% honest, like she told me almost immediately when she came home and moved out that day. And while getting cheated on hurt, she didn't disrespect me about it. Did what she did, admitted it was selfish, because it is, ended the relationship, and apologized for not breaking up with me first, then fricking some dude. And it was just smacks, like she did not end up dating him, and we both fricked other people while breaking up. Disrespect of keeping it a secret still, when your entire relationship is fricked and has been for a week, is awful. And I am sorry that someone you care about this much doesn't even have the guts to come clean and be honest, and let you make your decisions from there. You're right. The trust is completely broken. If she's done anything like this before, you'd never ever find out about it. Some people are still adamant on blaming the friends for doing this, accusing this case of, well, your fiancé could have been just blackout drunk, not even fully aware of what she was doing. She's just reacting to the energy and behavior that's surrounding her. And so now she comes back to you where you're becoming so distant, she's freaking out. So now she's trying to hunt around to find some information as to what the hell's happened. Has someone said something? Has someone fabricated something behind her back? Maybe she knows that some of her friends are jealous of her. Maybe she knows that some of her friends were wanting to keep her single, bringing her back to the single life with all of them, etc. But I'll leave that up to you. I mean, it can sound a bit conspiratorial of sorts. And true, it was only an 18-second video of an entire night. I don't know, I feel like I'm getting into the territory of being someone who's literally trying to make excuses for someone who just cheated. End of the day, you still cheated. And end of the day, you still are omitting it. And that's why overall I think that, yeah, you should leave them. But hey, let me know what you think down below. And for now, we'll move on to the next story, which is an interesting situation to be in as a teenager. How would you feel if your parents suddenly became polyamorous while you're in your teens? And then that new person into your life decides to be your new mother. Am I the a-hole for refusing to apologize to my parents' poly partner? I'm a 16-year-old female, my parents are 36 each. They became poly 4 years ago. They came to me and explained what it meant to be that. They've been dating the same person, Madison, 27, for the past 3 years, and she moved in with us 2 years ago. She's overall an okay-ish person, but she's very much into being some kind of cool mom, which she will never be for me. My parents' relationship with Madison is very serious. Both of my families know her, and while not everyone accepts her as a real part of their marriage, they're okay with her too. For me, she's more like a roommate my parents love, rather than a parent figure or someone I have to listen. My dad's okay with her trying to discipline me, but my mum is not. Yes, you already know who's going to be on the OP side in this event. Well, 2 days ago, my boyfriend walked me home, and I invited him in to have a piece of cake since my mum's birthday was the day before and he couldn't come. He said yes, and we went inside, and that's honestly everything we did. Madison came an hour after, and we were still in the kitchen, eating and watching TikToks together. I had my head on his shoulder, and we were just chilling. She saw us and began to act very weird. She said hi and drank a glass of water, but after 10 minutes, she just stood there pretending to watch her phone, but it was pretty obvious she was watching us. My boyfriend felt uncomfortable and he said his goodbyes. When Madison and I were left alone, she approached me saying it wasn't okay for me being left alone with a boy at 16 and that she would appreciate I don't do it again. I was honestly shocked. My parents know my boyfriend pretty well, and more than that, they know me. And I would never betray their trust by doing something I'm not allowed yet just because I was alone. She wanted to keep talking, but I cut her off and said that she had no right to try to give me the talk, and she wasn't my parent in any form to try to parent me or give me unsolicited advice. She said she was just trying to help me, but I said she better not, and any concern she had, she could talk to my real parents, and if they see it fit, they will talk to me. But just because she was dating them both didn't make her mummy too, and I went to my room.
Don't try to sleep with him, you're only 16!
I wasn't trying to sleep with—
Because I regret it! I mean, you'll regret it!
This morning, while my dad drove me to school, he said Madison talked to both of them, and my mum decided she overstepped, but that he agreed with her and he would appreciate a heads up when my boyfriend and I are alone, and that if it was okay for me, I could apologize. But I said I didn't feel like it, and he said he was disappointed. And a quick update after meeting with the mum as well, I talked to my parents. They're having a private discussion with Madison right now, so I came to Starbucks with my boyfriend. He's reading the responses right now. My mum said she'll call me to come home and we all can talk. But right now, she doesn't want me in the middle of the mess, so we're waiting for them. I'll give everyone an update at night, I suppose, when I finally talk to them again. Top comment saying, Nata, your parents decided to be polyamorous. You didn't decide to be polyparented. God damn, that's a good one. And this beautiful thing called the step-parent rule, I love this. If they're not old enough to have given birth to you, they're not old enough to be a parental figure. Madison was 11 when OP was born. She has no right to be anything other than an older sister figure. Not the a-hole OP, please explain this to your father. Yet wait, so she is sexually liberated enough to frick a married couple and move in with them, but she suddenly clutches her pearls when a teenage girl puts her head on her boyfriend's arm? Ugh! What a hypocrite. Not the a-hole, definitely. And no, that's not a dig into poly people, just OP's parents' side piece who wants to apply conservative values to OP, but not to herself. Now just to clarify, there's no established rules about her being alone with her boyfriend, so there's no idea that maybe she's hiding anything from us, that Madison's actually just reinforcing a rule that's already been established. Overall, this seems to be a case where yes, the mother is being the most logical one here. Now, it's definitely a case where the mum actually does genuinely love Madison. They apparently are a genuine couple and they do couple things. It's just that the mother understands that Madison is never going to gain that parental position of power that her actual parents have. But that said, do you really think she was actually trying to enforce a rule versus mentioning concerns as a fellow housemate who, I guess in a way, is just living with another family? For all we know, this OP could be a bit of a rule breaker in the household, and maybe Madison just wanted to make sure that she wasn't going to be equally responsible as an adult for anything that the OP would try and get up to. Is she trying to enforce rules, or is she just trying to cover her back by saying, hey, I told OP not to do these things, or that you guys wouldn't like this, so it's not on me for having to be the adult here and putting my foot down. Nope. I'm just suspicious of the fact that she alleges that Madison tries to be a cool mum, and it's very rare for cool mums to oppose their, children hooking up and having fun.
Can I get you anything? Snacks, a condom?
In quick update news, I'm currently still editing this video, but it turns out the OP from the first story has made a few more updates. They've confronted their fiancé over a phone call, very shortly losing the inhibition to hold out, which turns into a very confrontational call, a very drunk ramble online, and a revelation about the friends. I'll be recording that and editing that to upload that as soon as I can as well, so for now though, please like, subscribe, thank you for watching this current video. Only splitting them up because I've got to go to other things.
It's very hot. Have it when you're camping to make, your
chocolate.
food.
Me!
No, definitely not. Sorry.
Sun.
Oh, no
Fire.
offense.
Campfire.
Yeah, and this one, it's something that lights up. Lights up like a little desk.
Like a lamp.
Yes, but on here.
A light bulb. A light.
But on here, what would you call that?
A headlight. A headlight.
You said it before! Come on, yes!
What did I say?
Headlamp!
Headlamp.
You said the lamp first and you went the light.
I
What
said
wasn't mind that? Come on.
lamp. Oh, okay.
She's as silly as a monkey.
But yes, I will come back soon. Until then, love your faces. See you next video. Bye-bye.